Welcome to my humble little office. My name is R. Keith Andrews. I'm a spiritual guide and paranormal adept. The journey continues today on February 11th, 2025 at approximately 9:01 p.m. PST. Now, I've returned to this world and made this my life journey to remind people that working together we can make this a better world for virtually everybody. I bill myself as a spiritual guide because the tools I offer are the exact same tools I personally use in my day-to-day life. And the philosophies of life I talk about are the same philosophies that I use to guide virtually every decision I make. With this in mind, I know these tools will work for you because they continue to work for me and have literally worked for thousands of other people over the years with varying degrees of success, depending on their own personal efforts. Now, we are going to be looking at Feng Shui. You guys get to pick the pronunciation. Okay, but before we get into that, I really want to, tip my hat to Storm. He is the one responsible for keeping technology running here. Okay, and for making sure any problem children are shown the door before they become problem children. Okay, so for that, every once in a while we get somebody in here going, oh, your primary moderator is an absolute bully. Rest assured, he does what I've asked him to do to the point that I don't have a hiccup here. How's it going, LA? LA is in the house, and right off the bat, LA is saying, hi, Kira.
Oh, hello.
Now, LA Moon is another moderator that quite often keeps the conversation going or asks pertinent questions in lieu of other people doing it. Although, quite frankly, you guys are all absolutely encouraged to ask any questions you'd like, and I'll do my best to catch them. Joanne, where did we go here? Oh, we have Lauren Fowler in with the gold. How you doing, Lauren? Yes, I do have the information I am working on. Unfortunately, today got a little sidetracked. Joanne, you are in with the silver. How's it going? Glad you could join us. Nice thing. I think you're in a little earlier than normal today, which is great. Now, LA also has a tendency of keeping a real solid look on real solid tabs on my health. So I don't go dropping dead on you. Although, in all fairness, if I can drop dead and carry on talking, which, by the way, I've been known to do, okay, it is an interesting twist on the whole idea. Now, where it comes to Feng Shui, something we got to understand. My comprehension of it is simple. It started off as an Eastern philosophy of energy manipulation and energy guidance. Okay, it's a great way to organize things, but there's a catch to it. It works fantastically in Eastern society. There's a lot of great books out there on how to lay it out, but they talk about and I can't tell you how it's laid out on the whole. But then my sense of direction is a bit of a shambles. But what they do is they say, okay, take your financial area and put it in the northeast corner of the room. Now, this works great, and that's just an example. Okay, this works great in Eastern philosophy. But you got to remember, the entirety of their culture is built that way. Okay, where they literally line the buildings up according to the Feng Shui theories. It does work. Feng Shui works in Western society, but there are some modifications that had to be taken into consideration. Okay. And what I mean by that, it's absolutely, I've talked about the idea of get your office, get the clutter cleared out of the office. Here's the kicker to it. When you start organizing your house, take your finances, get the stuff that represents finances to you into one general location. Now, I'm going to show you something here. I should have actually thought about it. and dug it out first. But since I didn't, now for those of you that understand gems and understand energy to a degree, this won't make, and this will be easy to work with. For those of you that are looking at the video, now, some of you recognize this funny thing. It's called a cash box. Okay. Now, one of the things to look at, take all of your financial stuff, put it in a centralized location. Well, what have we got? I'm going to ask a real blunt question, but I've got to check and see if you can still hear me because I just saw something. And I don't know if it's going to.
Well, it might have when you stepped away.
No, it looked like it said on the computer that the speaker swapped off.
Oh.
Keith,
Storm,
we could hear you. We could hear you, but you were glitching a little bit. You know, your personal energy field as it is when you get a little anxious.
I'm certain this is why I stopped for a moment. I don't think so. Well, that is an annoyance.
Oh, shit. Crap.
We got Chad. Chad is in. Okay, you still got me. Good. Always throws me off when that thing happens. This is a problem with technology for me. I.e., stay away from the computer, Keith. Anyway.
Yeah. So we're okay on
it would seem.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on over there, so I shut it off again and left it there.
Okay.
But Chad here is saying, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good.
Keith, can you hear me?
When you take all of your financial stuff, okay, and put it all in a centralized location. The reason for this is it will pull the energy together. Operation is saying hello, Kira.
Hello.
Now let us see what we got here. We got to Lauren with the silver. That was easy. No, wait a minute, that's wrong.
Lauren was gold.
Lauren was gold. Joanne was silver. Scroll down a bit here, and we have Chad. You are in with the bronze, followed right thereafter, I think, by Operation Shutdown. You have honorable mention. Now, take all your money, put it in the same place. Okay, all what you're working on, very necessary. Oh. Okay.
What's wrong?
Where did I put my phone? LA, if you would be kind enough to get Storm to literally call me on my cell. Because obviously I got a problem here.
Can you hear me now, Keith?
What I thought happened did.
Oh. Okay. Your audio device switched?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I thought I got a glimpse of it and it popped over.
You didn't even. Nobody touched. Oh, you and Tech. Nobody touched anything.
Okay, let's try it this way. Just because we got to get this working, whatever's going on.
Provided our reception plays nice.
I'm not betting on my reception playing nice.
Yeah, it's a little wonky in this room. So.
I know.
So, guys, I'm trying to sort something out here. You're going to have to bear with me. Oh, okay, Joanne's gone. She can hear just fine.
Okay.
I appreciate that, Joanne.
Okay. Yes, the chat can hear you fine.
The what fine?
Chat can hear you.
The chat can hear you fine. Yeah. However, I guess you can. Okay. Storm. Okay. Chad said he can hear me, but you can't hear me. So
this is correct.
Your speakers there.
Just the speakers.
Well, I thought it kicked over.
Yeah. So what we'll do, just go ahead and continue the show, and after we're done, we'll take a look at it. Because in the meantime,
Okay.
they want to listen to you anyway, not me.
Yeah, true. Okay, thanks, Storm.
Okay,
Carry on, carry on.
Okay.
thanks.
Okay, guys. I kind of thought my computer did something. I leaned closer and it goes, don't want to do that.
Yep.
Anyway, put all of your money in the things that represent money in one location. Now, a little added bonus for you guys. Okay, I've got 2 little stones here. Now, I showed you the cash box already. I keep in my cash box a little crystal like this. This is called citrine. Okay, citrine from a gem standpoint does, from the crystal standpoint, does amplify the draw of finances and prosperity into your house. The other option you've got, and because I like covering all bases, I keep this, which is malachite. Now, malachite is dark green, often riddled with black. I put both of those in my cash box. Okay, now, you got things organized, get the finances in one place. Find an area of your house. Okay, in my case, I did it down the hall. Okay, put your family pictures and the things that represent family to you. Whether this is bloodline or chosen family, that's up to you. And yes, if you've got a plant, if you've got an animal that you consider family, the same thing applies. See, the principle of Feng Shui is simple. Get the energy in condensed areas because it produces a better result than if it's scattered all over the place. Okay, much like if you look at Zen gardens, okay, they're made up of all sorts of different colored stones. Now, you can leave them all just scattered as just random stones, or you can organize them to make it look like a given picture or like a given pattern. Again, it brings a sense of tranquility, which is not a bad thought. I'm just sitting here going, if I were to go and get just a simple little tray, get a whole pile of different colored stones, pour them onto the tray, I could spend hours sorting them out to make a stable picture. But by taking take your family pictures, whether they are diplomas, whether they are family photos when you were kids, when you got friends, doesn't matter. Okay, what you call family, put in one place. What you consider this is why a medicine cabinet works. Everything that you can put there that revolves around your health, put in the same place. Okay, there's a couple of reasons for that. One, very much the case there, Chad. Chad goes, it's good to have a tech guy in standby.
Yeah.
Definitely is. The thing is, the more organized you have, the good news is that the more organized you have, the more the energy condenses in one place, the easier it is and more effective the energy will flow.
Sorry, I have a quick question.
Sure, fine.
So, just to clarify, when so these different sort of topics, major subjects. So your financial stuff is going to be in one location, everything in one place. Then you're going to, in a different location, have your family things. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And the more organized it is, you can even do it in such a way where you lay it out in patterns. Okay. Now you've got your circle for family. Take another area and put a conglomeration together. Some people will do this on a bookshelf. Okay. Where you've got that little area focused on your inner circle, on your close friends. Again, it enhances the bond between them. Now, these are people you choose to put there. They do not have to be bloodline. Okay? Because I'm pretty certain if you've got a pet, my guess is you treat, let's just call it a dog. You treat the dog like like a four-legged fuzzy kid. Okay, so you put that there, and and put it all in the same place. Family bond will draw closer. Do the same thing with an area if you're concentrating on the social world, and rest assured, that's something you're likely to do. I'm not paying much attention to. I get enough information from people around me. And bear in mind, I consider the people around me the quail that are outside my window in the summer. Okay, the plants that are around me, these are the kids that I talk to. Okay, I'm a lot happier that way. But Feng Shui itself is literally a question of getting the energy moving in the same place, in the same direction. The same applies if we go into your clothing and what have you. Yeah, Storm goes, fuzzy kids are fur babies. And if you got a child that has a whole lot of hair, then you got a real fur baby. But we just won't go there. We could go down a lot of paths that way. When you start looking at your wardrobe, understand something very important. The reason for organizing it is twofold. One, you don't get lost trying to figure out what you've got. Two, the energy runs properly. Now, this is, people talk about tidying up the house. What they don't seem to realize is the more focus you have on things, the big ones being, quite seriously, your finances, your health, and your family, your community connections. Now, understand, when we talk about putting an office together, everything I've got in my office is revolving around what I'm doing to generate an income to stabilize things. Oh, Ellie goes, oh my God, I got furry kids running all over the house. Yeah, just see what happens when you pop a mirror there. You can get into some really interesting conversations between the furry kids and their reflections. There's a couple other things. Okay, when you're looking at a mirror placement, okay, and this does work. Okay, when you go to your main entrance, if you've got a reflective surface, which isn't always just a mirror, okay, but if you open the door and the first thing you see is a mirror, okay, two major factors. One, if possible, move it, because the mirror that reflective surface will bounce your prosperity right back out the door it came in. Okay, but if you cannot move it, or if you like it where it is, there's no problem. Find plants. Now, these can be real plants, pictures of plants, the static what do you call it? The static decals, the plastic little ones you can put around the edge of the mirror. Okay, or plastic, even if you have to draw plants. Okay, put them around the frame of the mirror, of the reflective surface. Philip, that was terrible.
Oh no.
Philip has just asked us, do vampires have feng shui? Feng shui?
That was terrible.
Like I said, that was terrible.
That was terrible.
But, all kidding aside, they are affected by feng shui just as much as everybody else. Okay, the whole catch. Storm goes, I can smell that joke from here. Yeah, no doubt. All creatures, all entities are affected by the laws of feng shui. Okay, and this is why I say absolutely study it. Okay, the books are great. The only thing you got to realize is don't worry about whether it's the northeast corner of a room or the western corner of the room. Don't worry about that. Okay, with Western society, find two buildings where the door opens in the same direction. Okay, so what you really have to look at is the principle is find a location and get it dedicated to that purpose. Okay, this is something I've been reorganizing, which is why down on the one bookshelf over here, I've got virtually all of my inventory on that shelf. Okay, now Christine, how you doing? Glad you could join us. The neat part about this whole thing is Feng Shui. If you've got your stuff in a location and your light still isn't moving quite right, okay, unlike a vehicle, you can take the stuff you loaded into one area, move that location to another place. Okay, the only static stipulation is regardless of how you lay things out, make certain your reflective surfaces are not the first thing you hit when you come through the door, through your main entrance. It's recommended you don't do it on any of them. Okay, but the more organized you get with it, the better off you are. Now, here's the one thing I don't have in my house. Okay, it is definitely a better option to have live plants in your house. They are the best air filtering system in existence. Mankind cannot build a better system. Okay, and again, like I said, I don't have them in my house. But then I've been known to kill an air plant in 3 days, so that might explain that. But it's a question of energy flow. Now, even when you're looking at the layout and the organization of the drawers in your dresser, okay, you put it in a static fashion. Okay, now you get to organize it yourself. I'm not about to tell you have to do it in this specific fashion. That's the neat part about Western Feng Shui. Okay, and intriguingly enough, whereas Eastern Feng Shui is functionally only usable on the whole in Eastern society because the whole system is built that way. It won't work well in Western society simply because not all doors are set to open the same direction. This said, Western Feng Shui can be utilized very effectively in the Eastern countries because it still operates on the same idea no matter where you are. And like I said, all of this is connected. The whole 9 yards is pulled together. Whoa, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Joanne goes, I have one. It is so healthy despite my apartment being and facing north. That's the funny thing. Now, I'm no horticulturalist by any means, but I do recommend that you have plants in your house. The one thing you got to remember is the one that I keep forgetting. Amazingly, if you don't water plants, they will die on you. But when you're organizing things, again, you've got to get the clutter out of the way, but organize it while you're doing it. Now, I keep things organized as best I can on a computer, and I cannot emphasize this enough. What do we got here? Yeah. Philip goes, cacti are easy keepers, but be careful when you keep them. Maybe a high shelf would be good. I have thought about that, but I can't. The reality is I live in this essentially a 10 by 12 room. If it weren't for the fact I've got freedom to come and go from it as I will, you'd almost think I was in a jail. Because even my blinds that are horizontal across my window, I get the bar scene. But when we're looking at organizing things, make certain, pick a place, to get it all organized. Put all of your, and of course, have an entertainment section. This is one of those neat little things that people forget about. Okay, you've got to have some sort of a way to relax. Oh, I see. Okay. The neat little part about Feng Shui is you don't have to believe it works. Don't take my word for it. But take this into consideration. If your life is not running as smoothly as you would like, maybe it's time to give it a shot. So, take a look. And like I said, you get the office, and this boils down to your brain will work more effectively if the area you're focusing your money on, that you're focusing on money on organization, if you've got that organized, this is going to help immensely. Okay? If you don't believe me, take a look at your life. Is it running smoothly in your eyes? Oh, what we got here? LA goes, I had a house that had glass shelves in the kitchen windows. Plants, and I loved it. No doubt. And one of these days I'll get around to that, perhaps. Did I miss somebody coming in here? I'm just checking up because I think I missed somebody coming through the door. Well, I do not see them, but it sounds like Desiree is somewhere in the house. And that being said, welcome aboard, Desiree. Glad you could join us. The neat thing with Feng Shui is this. You get the energy around you running smoothly. And here, here's another neat little side. And this is sort of a little bit of a sidetrack, but what the heck. In my right pocket, I keep this one little crystal. I think I've shown you this before. Okay. This is quartz crystal is an amplifier. I keep it in my right pocket because it's part of a threefold healing process. And then if I go into my other pocket, I have this neat little thing that is really hard to come by. That's moldavite. Okay. The only gem quality material from outer space that we're aware of. Okay. Ellie goes, I'm notorious plant killer. Where are we? Sad. Since I like them and they're crazy about me. Yeah, but at least they get to meet somebody they like before they die. So I've got the quartz in one pocket, the moldavite in the other, and then I've got this neat little thing, there it is, which is black onyx for a center point. Net result, my health tends to stay relatively stable, but again, it literally Philip's going to pet snakes to eat plants. Only they are second generation herbivores. Mice eat plants, mice eat seeds, snakes eat the plant, eat the mice. But absolutely, you desire to raise snakes, that's where you go to your local pet shop. And you do your research on that end. But one of the things we got to remember, and again, if you have pets, as in I'm talking about these neat little things called cats, dogs, snakes, rats, find a place to have their home. Okay? And again, it really boils down to keeping the energy stable. But when you're laying things out, if you don't have your house organized, you're going to feel like you're absolutely scrambled as far as your mental setup goes. In all fairness, most of the time the answer would be no. Operations going, Do you still wear the crystals when you sleep? The answer is actually no. Okay, not very often. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But while I'm awake, they are on me 90% of the time. The nice part about it is as you get things organized, you'll feel the energy change. Okay, now I've talked to you about clutter. The thing is, while you're getting rid of the clutter, you can pick where you desire the energy to go. Okay, and that will help immensely. Also, wherever you do your reading, and again, you're reading, you're studying. Again, this is a question of organization. You put your intellectual material in a static location. Now, most of you know all about the idea of filing your information for day-to-day operations, for tax purposes, for just keeping organized. The same applies all the way through your house. The more things are clustered together, the stronger the energy is. Now, remember, we talked about healing, about the idea of holding hands while you're focusing on the word heal. Feng Shui works the same way. Okay, and what I mean by that is when you are holding hands and concentrating on that word heal, you will find the energy and the ability to heal accelerates. Same idea. If you take your medicine, now for pity's sakes, and I shouldn't have to say this, but I'm going to anyway. Okay, where it comes to medicine, keep it in the original bottles and then put all the bottles in the same place. Now, the reason I say I shouldn't have to say it, but I know somebody's going to go, if I say put all your medicine in the same place, some genius is going to take them out of all the bottles and pour them all into one bottle to put them in the same place. I had a client years ago. Okay, and this will give you an idea of the epitome of, shall we say, disconnection. She phoned me up wanting to know why she was having stomach cramps. And I'm sitting there, I went, well, because you're pregnant. And she goes, but my mother, my husband wouldn't cheat on me. I said, good point. He wouldn't. But if he didn't cheat on me, who's the mother? And I just sat there, and there was not very often that I'd sit there totally dumbfounded. But I'm looking at the phone going, how do I answer this without getting really snarky about it? Feng Shui is a simple concept. Okay, and then what I mean by simple is put the stuff of a similar kind, take it right out of Sesame Street. One of these things is not like the others. If you've got all your finances in one area and you put the citrine at the back end of the house, away from it, it's not going to have the same impact. Blue Cruz, how you doing? Glad you could join us. The nice part about it, especially if you've got pets. Pets, as you get the energy in your house running smoothly, pets will calm down. Okay. Now, I will warn you, they may run like a rabbit for a while. And for rabbits, that's not a bad thing. But, you get the energy running, they'll be more energetic, but they will settle down earlier in the evening. Okay. Primarily, now you got to remember something about pets. Okay. Feng Shui works, there's no doubt there. But remember, whatever the pet is you've got, most of your dogs are diurnal. They're awake during the day. Most of your cats are hunters. They are what is called, and they're nocturnal, meaning they'll be up at night. So understand, they've got their clock, you've got yours. Feng Shui will help everything run more smoothly. Now, here's the real kicker to it. If you go into your kitchen, take all your spices, put in one area. Okay, those spices will enhance each other. Whatever you do, and I shouldn't have to say it, but let's be cautious. Don't mix your garlic and your chili powder in one container unless you like chili and garlic in everything you put them in, and put either one in. Okay, I mean, this sounds like common sense, and it probably should be. But, it's like I told the cops one day. You have a lot less traffic problems as far as running into cars if you just stay on the sidewalk. He just looked at me and told me I was twisted. I don't know what got him that idea. But Feng Shui, by the way, it's not just in your house or just in your business. The same thing applies in your car, in your wardrobe. Everything is connected, and the more organized it is, the better your energy is going to run, and the more successful you're like to be. Helen's going, when I was putting Dobie right, she was very sick when she came to me. I used a crystal quartz. She came around real fast, and that's just it. Smoky quartz, there's 3 types of quartz that I'm aware of. Okay, you've got your clear quartz, which is an absolute amplifier. Okay, smoky quartz it's great for healing. But when you get rose quartz draws love and acceptance to you. Okay, but again, and this is why, I do not work a lot with crystals, but there's lots of people that do. One of the things we have to remember is it's up to you to figure out what's working. If, for instance, I've got something else. You guys have seen it through the one door back here. Okay, I've got what are called Boston heads all through the hallway. Okay, they represent every nationality I can find in the world, and I hang them on the wall. Now, these are plaster casts. They are not real skulls. I think that would cause a problem. There we go. Yeah, Joanne goes, I rented a storage unit to get ready for a move, and it helped tremendously. I'm going through a huge tub of papers and a small file box next to me. Yeah, and I've done the same thing over on my right side here. I've got a 4-drawer filing cabinet that I'm going through. The more organized you get, the better off you are. Okay. The thing we have to remember is Feng Shui simply boils down to energy flow. If you are not organized, if you've got all the stuff all over the place, I used to live in a warehouse. How I managed to stay healthy is an intriguing question. But the more organized you are, and the more you have clustered the stuff together, okay, the better your health is going to run. Now, this can be done on a room by room or on a apartment or house by house. Okay, even in a simple room, like in this room, I will be having everything organized properly to that effect. Yeah, LA goes, going through filing is not my favorite job. Yeah, tell you what, I spent 60 years putting it off. Rest assured, I got shelves of paperwork that I'm going through. But it boils down to this. All my files are now in one location, okay, and the ones that aren't, I get sorted through. The other thing you have to look at, and again, it boils down to organizing, okay, where you put the family. My personal opinion is this. You may not be able to put it on right in the entranceway. But in my case, you come into my house. When you come into the apartment, turn right to head to the living room. And on the wall in the apartment, on the wall in the hallway, I've got family pictures. Okay. Family pictures, diplomas, that sort of thing. It clusters it together. Okay. This helps immensely. What do we got here? Yeah. Christine goes, I'll do it for you. I don't mind it. Yeah. The one drawback with that, I'm just looking at this regarding organizing. Sometimes hiring somebody to do it works really well. I do strongly recommend with people that if you are having trouble getting started, bring somebody in, tell them, okay, there's the first room, get everything out of it and let's rebuild. Now, I warn you, when you're working on Feng Shui, furniture gets placed first because you still have to have functionality. Okay, if you don't have things organized in a functional fashion, it's not going to work well. And this is why when it comes to, and this is why I say with mirrors, remember, mirrors reflect everything. But when you put the plants around the frame of it, whether they are live plants, plastic plants, plant decals, or for that matter, they're just drawings of plants, they still enhance the energy. They still stop the reflective capability of your prosperity heading out the door.
Sorry, quick question.
Fire.
Are there cases where mirrors and or reflective? So are there cases where reflective surfaces actually are beneficial for this?
That's actually a brilliant question. In your financial area, wherever you have it, if you take the finances now on my desk, and I know you can't see it, I've got a shelf on my desk that comes in, literally, the desk surface is there, and then it's got a little 8-inch shelf that stands over top of it on just two metal support lines. If you were to take a mirror and put one mirror on either side of the shelf, you can do the same thing in a bookshelf. If you put a mirror on either side, and that's a brilliant idea, I just don't have a mirror for you yet. What you'll have is the energy, the finances will radiate out and bounce back and feed upon each other. Oh, Robert White. Robert White goes, hi, Keith. Hi, future Mrs. Andrews.
Hi.
Glad to see you drop by there, Robert. He goes, and then he goes, hi, chat and mods. Really glad to have you here, Robert. But yeah, if you turn around and you put a mirror on either side of your money shelf, okay, it will work as an amplifier for these neat little crystals as well. The neat part with a reflective surface with a mirror is that it works to amplify the good or the bad. Needless to say, I caution you on one very big issue. Okay, do not put mirrors on either side of a shelf that you got something negative there. This is a bad idea. Remember the concept. Thanks for the warning there, LA. Remember the concept. Energy out, energy in. Okay, if you've got that kind of a complication where you put something negative on a shelf and then put mirrors on either side of it, you're asking for a problem. Okay, now let's go to the microwave system. Okay, take your money, and this is what I'm going to organize. I've got a shelf here for it. But here's what I'm going to end up doing myself. Is taking a shelf, getting a few mirrors the right size, few mirror panels, and putting those mirrors around where I'm going to put the money and the money track. Now, one caution. We talk about crystals, we talk about Feng Shui. That funny thing called quartz. Do not put it near your computer. Okay? You may luck out. I'm not holding my breath. It is an energy amplifier. and can create all kinds of havoc for your computer. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one little section where I work on my finances anyway, and I'm going to build a mirror microwave, meaning I'm going to put mirror on one side on either end, one at the back, and one on the top, one on the bottom. I'm not going to bother with one on the door because I would like it to flow out into my life. Yeah, Philip goes, rice is great if you're really hungry and want to eat 2,000 or something. Well, technically, yes. But, when it comes to rice, I look at it this way and go, 1 billion people can't be wrong. So I figure rice works rather well. Robert goes, moves the 2 pounds of quartz from the side of the PC. Yeah, it might be an idea. I made the mistake of putting a big chunk of crystal next to my computer. As a matter of fact, this one is a really cute little problem. Now, we talk about real crystal. This is lead. Okay. But lead crystal works the same way. Okay. And it was literally this crystal ball that I tried taking through the airport one day and absolutely fried their computer. They were not happy. Wouldn't let me bring this through the scanner again. But when you take a look at crystal, it will amplify. Okay. And this is why I'm going to lay it out and reorganize things today. I can't put the mirrors in today because I just don't own them. Okay. But we are going to start working with that. And Robert goes, just got just got the smoky quartz in the mail today. Nice. Smoky quartz is fantastic. LA goes, oh my God, I've blown up computers and Storm easily gets on me to keep it away from them. Yeah, no doubt. Really gets on me, sorry. No doubt. But that's why. It's an amplifier. Now, something we have to remember about certain things. Citrine has a high concentration of quartz. Same problem. Yeah. LA goes, Nathan and Raven both have blown up computers too with quartz.
Oops.
Yeah. As you can see, but let's not forget that old adage. What you don't know can't hurt you. Want to bet? Yeah. Robert goes, imagine taking uranium glass through the airport security. Yeah, I'll leave that to the imagination because they get really testy when you start doing that. They don't have a real sense of ha-ha on that end. But I will tell you, as you're looking into the Feng Shui, okay, there are a number of things you can do. Now, there's things that I've got to start looking into because I can't keep plants alive. Like I said, okay, I'd like to be able to tell you why I can't. But, like I said, plastic plants, pictures of plants, decals of plants, they have the same effect, energetically speaking. What they don't have is the same water requirement. Yeah, can't get it for you. But you are right, Robert. I actually have a tower of selenite up on top. Yeah. LA goes, I can imagine doing it, but I don't think you'd get where you thought you were going to.
Yeah.
Probably not. But Feng Shui, you'll notice, if you start paying attention to it, take care of it in your house and in your business, especially in your office. Okay, and I mean, if you own the business, if you've got an office at work, organize your office the same way. I like air plants in all fairness, Joanne, but I can't keep them alive longer than 3 days. And I don't smoke. By the way, I also don't play with fire around them. You know, I think they're a fantastically intriguing plant. But one of the things we have to realize, okay, is that when you look at the way energy flows, and it boils down to this, and you'll love this one, that neat trick I showed you the other day, where you put your hands together. Here's the neat thing. Okay, I'm going to go sideways on you for just a split second. And that is, if you get quartz crystal and you put quartz crystal near you, you can absolutely feel an amplification on that kind of energy. Yeah. Phil goes, fried pewter is not for me, but might be good to feed your pet robot. It's possible. I will tell you, overloading the energy, overloading the robot with too much high power energy may be problematic. I know I had a computer, and this is how I discovered it. I put a quartz crystal on top of my computer. My computer had a 3.5-inch hard drive at the time. At least before I put the quartz on it. Then the 3.5-inch drive spit its physical guts out on the table in front of the computer. I'm looking at it going, well, that didn't work well. Unless I was trying to murder it.
That's what you meant when you said it threw up its hardware.
Yes.
Okay.
It just threw it right out the front of the computer. I'm like, okay. Little problem. But the thing we have to... Now, for those of you, some of you will remember this name. I'm talking about a pet robot. Back in the 1970s, there was a show called Space 1999. And the lead guy had a pet dog he called Daggett. You know, but Feng Shui boils down to organizing your energy flow. The more you concentrate on it, the more you work with it, the better off you are. Robert White goes, I have a bag of sapphire wash at my foot, grounding with crystals in one. Yeah, yeah. You know, crystals work. And again, this is just another one of those things that you can work with for healing. Now, I know we're just about out of time, and I'm going to show you one book here because we got into an interesting topic, but one I'm not overly versed in. Okay. And that's this book here. Okay, I did not write this one. This was actually written by Melody. Okay. And that is Love is in the Earth. When I'm looking for information on crystals, this is the book I turn to. Now, this one doesn't have pictures, but she does have one that has the pictures as well. Okay, that ain't gonna work. But, that said, okay, Feng Shui literally boils down to organizing. So, throughout my house, I've got different boson heads all across the top. You know, great dust collectors, I'll tell you, but they represent they draw the energy of acceptance of all peoples. Yeah. Storm goes, the closest thing Space 1999 had to a pet was Maya, the shapeshifter. Oh, my apologies. It was Battlestar Galactica that had Daggett. But yes, you are absolutely correct there, Storm. Battlestar Galactica, about the same time frame, about the same years, was the one that had the pet dog, the robot dog by the name of Daggett. You know, now, that said, that's just your useless piece of history for the day. Where it comes to Feng Shui, do read up on it. Get the other books. They will give you ideas on how to cluster your energy flows. But remember, the one thing about Western Feng Shui and Eastern Feng Shui is it works the same way as Eastern. Don't worry about what wall it's on. Just take a look at the way you've laid it out. Oh, there you go. I'm glad it's worked out for you there, Ellie. Ellie's just going, I'm glad we had such a nice conversation tonight. I needed to laugh tonight as well. Most people do. And I'm glad it has helped. And there's a lot of you out there that are having major complications right now for a lot of reasons. Feng Shui, I'm going to use a term, I don't know if it exists yet. It will. Feng Shuiing your area, your living area, your work area, will help bring your spirits up to a much higher level. But it's up to you to do the work. Okay, so absolutely get started on it. Now I see we are down to our last few minutes here. Put that over there. I'm just getting my stuff out of my way so I can read. Now, tomorrow, we are going to be looking at no, not tomorrow.
Friday.
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
No, Saturday.
Saturday. We are going to be tangling with that neat little interesting thing called NDE, near-death experience. Okay, what it is, what it's like, how it all works, and how do you know? Okay, now we're going to go through all of that, so bring your questions, absolutely. Then, on Sunday the 16th, we are going to look at numerology. Okay, specifically targeting the idea of master numbers and how that all fits together. Joanne goes, this started when you gave us the idea of organizing your space weeks ago. This is correct. And it dawned on me with some of the reactions I was getting that the people on this planet really require some guidelines. Frankly, much of it is old school. But I want to say thank you so very much for sharing your time with us tonight. With Friday being Valentine's Day, do your best to have a great one with whoever that special someone is. We won't be here on Friday because, well, frankly, it's the first Valentine's Day that Kira and I will have actually had together in the 4 years we've been together. Okay, so we will come back on Saturday. Until that point, do take care of yourselves and each other, and for pity's sakes,